really amazing things was being there. Seth, you were there. Obviously, Taylor, you were there. Natty, you were on the road at the time. But being there as Wyndham was first cooking this up. Being there, those promo classes, I'm telling you, were special. Because at the time, there were, maybe 40 of us, in a room there with Dusty, and being able to see Wyndham in the incubator as he was first workshopping this character was really, really special. Seth, can you speak to what it was like watching Wyndham in the lab, seeing Bray come together for the first time, and seeing the formation of the Wyatt family as well?
Well, let's not romanticize promo day too much. Because promo day was like a trip to the dentist's office for most of us. Every single week when now look, I know y'all are a little familiar with NXT and our developmental system now. Beautiful performance center we have in Orlando, multi-million-dollar facility, Shawn Michaels and all these amazing coaches, and they do the TV out of there every week, and it's this beautiful studio. Well, FCW was the furthest thing from that. Natty, you were there. It was canned goods, as Natty says. We were in a warehouse in Tampa, and it was so nondescript. I remember showing up to the building for the first time, and I was like, wait, do we pass it up? Is this it? This is WWE developmental? This is the big time? And it was hot in the summertime, and it was brutally hot in some parts of it because it wasn't entirely air conditioned, and it was rough, man. It was rough, but Wednesdays were our promo day. We would come in once a week, and it was nice because we didn't have to go and do practice matches at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday and take bumps and it hurt. So we would have promo day, which was nice. But every week we had to come up with a new promo, and every week we had to sit through 30 promos, and most of them sucked. I don't think I did one single promo in the 2 years that I was there that was any damn good at all. E, on the other hand, very good. Taylor, very good. Me, I was the shits. But every once in a while, something would happen, and there'd be this moment where you knew you were seeing something special. And the first time I heard Wyndham become Bray Wyatt, and I think all of us had this moment, it was oh, that's it. That's it. And it's this, I can't imagine how it felt for him, because when you finally find that thing, it's oh, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's this amazing bubbling excitement, maybe this nervousness about you because you're nervous to put it out into the world, and you don't want to get rejected because you feel so strongly about something, but it's man, we all knew in the moment, the first time I heard the little twang, and I saw the way he was just moving around, and the lighting and the presentation started to build week after week, and he was adding kind of new pieces and seeing where it all landed, and then watching what it eventually became with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and this just amazing, unique take on pro wrestling. Something nobody had ever seen before. It was a thing of beauty, and to be able to take that risk and just do something so outside the box, something that may not have even been wrestling from the beginning, and throw it into our world, the balls that takes, the courage, and the ability to make it work. I was, like I said in the beginning, he was an inspiration to me, and that character and that presentation, that 100% will change the game forever, no doubt about it. It was a special time for sure.
It certainly was. Taylor, I feel like you had the best seat in the house for the formulation. As you were having conversations with Wyndham about Bray, can you give us some insight as to how those early conversations went?
So a little backstory before getting into it. Me and Wyndham started, and we were tagging together. We were tag team Bo and Duke Rotunda, and we were having a blast. And that time, he was told he was going to go to NXT, and they turned him into Husky Harris. Kind of already went through, he was going in a whirlwind and sent up on the road. He was still very new and green and wasn't necessarily ready to go up. Anyways, he went up and he made it and did it the best he could possibly do. Fast forward, I guess, about 6 months, and NXT is over, and they used him on TV a little bit more, but that was kind of dwindling, and then it was gone, and he was back down at FCW, and it happened to be Thursday night FCW TV, and a lot of the upper office and important people were there, because the developmental system was a lot different back then. Now there's immediate communication, and it just works a lot better now. It was few and far between when we got to see the important people. It was every couple months, but hardly ever. So they were there that night, and it was actually a really good night for me. Things were really turning over, and I became the SCW champ, and I remember after the show, I was kind of getting dressed, and Wyndham was kind of down because he had gone and had a conversation with somebody. I didn't know how that conversation went, but he was down, and I could tell something was wrong. And I asked, and he wouldn't tell. I asked when to tell. I was like, "Dude, you got to tell me. I can see on your face." And they told him the Husky Harris isn't working, and he said, "Well, no, duh." But they said the Husky Harris isn't working. You need to change it fast or you're gonna be gone. And that broke my heart. I cared more about that than anything going on in my life. And I remember driving home that night, just thinking, I don't want to do this without him. If he goes, I'm going. I don't care how good it is going for me. If he goes, I'm gone. And I was sitting at home that night thinking of ideas for him, like, what if he did this or that? And we had a show the next day, and we were gonna meet up to ride together. So I knew that was coming, and I was thinking of as many ideas as I could possibly think of. The next morning comes, I pick Wyndham up, having some ideas in my head to pass on. He opens the door, a different person. He's already talking, oh my God, and I'm like, I can't get a word out. He's telling me all these different ideas that I haven't heard a thing about. Bringing up, he watched Cape Fear last night. Have you ever seen Waylon Mercy showing me little weird videos of this? He's gonna wear a fedora. What if he smokes a cigarette? What if he has a little person sitting on his shoulder? It didn't end. We're just starting, and not only that, he had just been told the night before, you need to fix this or you're gone. And I'm like, Wyndham, this is great, you have ideas, but whoa, bring it back a little bit, man. Like, they can't do this. This isn't Hollywood. You can't make a movie. But so many ideas, and he was so excited. And he did that the whole weekend, showing everybody we were riding with new videos every time he was coming, and he wasn't doing anything on the show, so he was just working on his character. But rolls around into the next week, the next Wednesday, we have promo class, and that was the debut of Bray Wyatt. And I have goosebumps right now. I'm not lying, not saying it just for this in this moment. I knew the business had changed. He had made a movie in 2 to 3 minutes with nothing but him. You needed nothing else, no special effects, nothing. You could watch that for as long as you went. You could go 10, 15, 20 minutes. It would feel like 2 minutes because you were so invested. And I remember that first day, I knew everything had changed and he was gonna be fine, and I need to start worrying about myself.
Thank you for sharing that, Taylor. Natty, can you describe, because you were on the main roster at the time, can you describe what it was like, what you were feeling as a fan, and what the fan reaction was like when Bray Wyatt first hit?
Well, I mean, it's just Wyndham. When I think about Wyndham and I think about what he created, it's very rare that anyone in our industry gets success with one character. And you think about Wyndham, and it's like when we started hearing about Bray Wyatt, it was like, I remember hearing rumblings about Bray's promos when we were on the main roster. Like, this guy's, you know, like this character, this energy. That when I think about Wyndham, I think energy. Wyndham had an energy that was just unmatched. So you were hearing about this character, this Bray Wyatt character, and all of us on the main roster, we were intrigued to see it come to life. And when we finally got to see Wyndham debut as Bray Wyatt, it was like this unmatched energy that was like you'd never seen a character like that before in WWE. You've never seen a character, like it's like a character from a movie. And it really, I think, kind of changed. It was very, I don't know how to say this, but like it was not a pro wrestling character. It was like something out of a movie that, you know, you'd see in the movie theater. Like, it was something that it made you think. It was thought-provoking. It was like this whole other energy that Wyndham brought to the table. He took nothing and made it magic. And I think that's the magic of Wyndham. He could take anything and make it gold. And he also, you think about Dusty, and you were talking about Dusty's promo classes. Dusty really loved broken toys. And I know that's been mentioned a lot, but like, I think why Dusty let Wyndham do 7-8 minute promo is because he could see that Wyndham was coming to life in this character, and that it was taking on a life of its own, and it was something that was going to change the industry. And going back to what I was saying, it's rare that you come up with one multi-million-dollar character. Wyndham managed to find 3 different characters that were game changers for WWE. It's unheard of in the industry. It's unprecedented. But that's because Wyndham had an energy that was unmatched. Like I said, when I think of Wyndham and I think of the Bray Wyatt character, I think of energy. There's nobody else that's ever been able to bring that energy that Wyndham brought.
Completely agree. Yeah, I know us as fans, we all think of Wyndham's creativity, but seeing it as performers and getting it up close and personal, there's no more captivating promo than Wyndham. I think heads and tails, it was Wyndham. Special, really special. So we're gonna keep Taylor, we're gonna keep Natalia. Unfortunately, Seth, we have to bid you adieu. You're a very busy man. You have a little thing tonight, I think. You got a little something tonight? You want to say a few words before you leave?
We got a little tag match we got to worry about tonight, so I appreciate you guys having me. Honestly, this is an honor for me, so thank you guys. Thrilled.